thank my constituency colleague Deputy Gino Kenny for the opportunity to discuss this issue, and I also want to add my disappointment to the government who have kicked this bill down the road and denied us the opportunity to discuss this further at committee stage. We could have heard about this bill and consequences and positives of this bill in a more balanced way. For too long, many of our young people have been convicted for simple possession of cannabis, and this could lead to a lifetime of effects, be that for travel or be that for employment. And young people from disadvantaged areas are disproportionately affected by this as well. I also want to note that the Citizens' Assembly did not call to legalise cannabis. What they stated that while the possession of cannabis would remain illegal, people found in possession will be afforded the opportunity to engage with health-led services. And while this theory, which is very similar to the Portuguese model, would work in theory, in practice, if it was introduced tomorrow, it wouldn't work. And the reason for that is for successive governments underfunding of addiction and rehabilitation services. I've worked in frontline addiction services right across Dublin, and I've seen at first hand how difficult it is for services that I've worked in and managed to access the funding that our communities vitally need. There's also a narrative being put on that cannabis is a harmless drug with little or no short-term consequences. In one drug service that I managed, and I know Deputy Oireachtas, as Minister in time responsible for drugs, visited the service. The majority of the young people who were accessing the service were young men between the ages of 16 and 25. Many had left school, lost jobs, become involved in criminality, lost family relationships and owed out huge amount of drug debts. This was very similar to the heroin epidemic in the 80s. But this time the only drug that these young people were using was cannabis. Cannabis has been modified over the years to increase the THC levels, to reduce the CBD levels, which has led to increased potencies and has led to a range of negative impacts, including the impact on mental health. We've seen many young people experiencing psychosis for the first time because of the potency of cannabis. And this issue, as I said, and other issues like this, Minister, could have been discussed at committee stage, but again, the government have kicked it down the road and denied us the opportunity to do so.
Thank you, Deputy.